Are we live? Are we live?
Are
We're
we
live.
live?
What's going on, everybody? It's Talking Giants. It's game day. Myself, Danny King, getting excited for. I don't know why I feel like oddly confident with the Raiders. I just feel like they're a good matchup because they can't run the ball well, but they have a bad run defense. I just feel like we're going up like it's kind of like strength versus strength. And Kenny Galladay and Kadarius Toney being back has me excited. How are you, Danny?
I'm doing good. I also oddly feel very confident for this game, honestly, with the Raiders going through, but then finding out we've got both Galladay and Toney back gives Daniel Jones two more weapons to try and work with. Depends how Jason Garrett's offense is schemed today. But hey, I do feel oddly confident. I don't know why. Maybe it's because just the whole situation the Raiders are going through is like, can they overcome adversity a second time this season? Because one time's enough, and then you got to do it second time with Ruggs, and you got the whole Arnett situation. Raiders are a shambles of an organization right now, but I do feel confident.
Yeah, and they're coming off a bye week, and I actually would like to see like how teams are after a bye week because I think it's something where it gets like made as an advantage for the other team, but I also think at times it's like it kind of can be good because you can maybe lose focus. Like I don't know, it just seems like that way every time we're playing someone after a bye week. It's like, oh, they're not playing up to their A game, and the same can be said for the Giants. They played the Bengals last year, which should have been a lot easier win, with Brandon Allen, and that game ended up being tight out of their bye game. So it's interesting. But Kenny Galladay and Kadarius Toney are back. Tony's still playing, but Galladay being back, I feel like is so huge, man. It really is. Like Kenny Galladay, he's the player that he is. Anyways, he was having good numbers. He just hasn't had the touchdowns yet. When he was healthy. But he makes everyone better. He opens up deep shots for John Ross and Darius Slayton. Think about the start of the season. Darius Slayton deep shots versus Washington and Denver. Now nothing versus Atlanta because Atlanta, Jason Garrett. But then the Saints game, John Ross gets a big touchdown. So whether it's we talked about when Kenny Galladay was signing. I think the player that benefits the most outside of Daniel Jones is Darius Slayton. Well, you can make the same argument for John Ross. Like whoever they play more at that spot, or splitting their reps. Like I think it's going to benefit them, and it opens you up for some like high to low reads. The only thing I'm scared about is that Jason Garrett's going to be scared with this current offensive line.
Yeah, and it also really helps having Galladay back because we lost Shepard for like the 10 millionth time this season. So Daniel Jones, before he was probably only going to have like really Kadarius Toney, but now he's going to have Toney and Galladay. Obviously, he still got Slayton, but it seems like Jones and Slayton just don't have that same connection they had, especially that first year. So yeah, Galladay being back, it just opens up this offense even more, and it's just up to Jason Garrett to be like, all right, I know this offensive line isn't the best, but you got to call up those plays where Daniel Jones could take the shots downfield, rely on it to go get some footballs, make those one-on-one contested catches because that's what he was signed here to do. And Jason Garrett has to understand that yes, your offensive line is bad, and you might be opening Jones up to some nasty hits. But you gotta take a risk. You can't play this conservative game because you're just never gonna win. I just don't see that. I mean, the defense did take strides last week, but you gotta take the deep shots downfield, and when they do it, it usually works.
Bro, he's actually a Raiders fan, so it's always good to hear from the opposing team's fans because like they know their team so much better than we do. The Raiders don't allow big plays. I think the longest we've allowed was like 46 yards, 46-yard catch. That's about it. Which like I like, they don't blitz at all. Like they blitz the least amount in the NFL. So it means like they're preventing big plays. But with that, preventing big plays, and we've seen it versus the Giants, it opens stuff up over the middle. Where it's like, okay, so that means they're going to give Kenny Galladay, safety help over the top, which means, all right, now we got Toney on crossers or whoever else. Like, I just feel like it opens so much more. So it's being aggressive doesn't mean just throwing the ball down, just throwing the ball downfield. It's part of it. It's a big part of it. But it's like when I do the stats of the 2 15+ yard routes, like sometimes it's a check down, like when they are covering deep, they're stopping deep. That gives you more yak on big plays, and that's why Kadarius Toney is like a perfect fit in today's NFL, where teams are trying to prevent the big plays so much. Where it's like you kind of need someone who can get the ball short and make a big play out of it. You just got to give them in space. So, but it's just the thing I'm worried about, Danny, is that they, like the Panthers, they have the two good defensive ends. Max Crosby is probably better than the Panthers too, but their two Burns and Reddick might be better than Yannick Ngakoue right now. But the Panthers play extremely aggressive. They blitz a ton. They're gonna man you up. Where the Raiders, they rush their 4, and they're really good at it, and they don't blitz. But I'm hoping Devontae Booker in the run game can get going, because the Raiders have a bad run defense, and I've been saying we can't rely on running the ball. But they did get 15 for 60 last week, which isn't much, but it was a lot better than what we've seen. So really neat. I feel like that can be a good way to counter some. I feel like that will help the passing game more than rollouts and the quick concepts, is being able to run the ball halfway decently.
Yeah, and Devontae Booker, I mean, I know we all crapped on him for the sign-in, and you might still argue like he could be getting too much money, but he's been what we got out of him so far. He's been a solid backup for as long as Saquon Barkley's been injured, and like I said, it's been a revenge game for Devontae. We need Devontae Booker, and he played well, and I think he'll keep that up today. But like that Raiders defensive line, they could just get all the pressure they want on them, so we do need Devontae Booker to just continue playing well and make the run game a threat. So the Raiders have to respect that, because if they don't respect our run game, it's going to be a really long game.
Right. All right, let's get some questions. I don't know if you will answer, but should I trust starting Tony today in fantasy? I started Tony every week now in fantasy.
Oh,
my first time starting him was, I think no one had signed him. So I signed him for the Saints game. I don't know if I started him, but then the Cowboys game was like I was like, they give up a ton of yak. This is going to be a Tony game, and then it ended up being 10 catches for 189 yards. And ever since then, I'm like, all right, I'm starting Tony. That Rams game, he had 3 catches on 5 passing plays to start the game. And then last week they weren't even really involved. It's not like last week. It's like, man, he just couldn't get open, or they weren't throwing the ball to him, or they weren't on the same page. They weren't really using him on pass plays. Like half of his plays were, you being on motion on run plays. They just kind of used him as a diversion last week, especially on third downs. So if he's healthy, if you feel like he's healthy and playing, I feel like Tony's an automatic start at this point. And my fantasy team is named Tony the Tigers.
I like that name. I mean, yeah, like either Tony could give you a really big day at the office, or you just get like a mediocre average day from Tony. So it's more that risk factor. But I feel like when you think of it like that, the odds of you getting one of those games from Tony's are quite high. And if you play him and he plays well, you just look like a genius. So I'm just not that guy and take that risk. Granted, maybe that's why I'm 2-6 in one of my leagues.
All right, let me respond to this, and then I will stop looking at my phone.
We're gonna kill some airtime. That's what we're doing right here. Let's think. Justin's at the game. Anything interesting gonna happen there? Probably not. I saw they all took like a group of shots for 9 and 8. Ice.
Can Bobby explain the video he posted? Well, I was thinking about saving it for the podcast, making it one of the bullet points.
Yeah, I think save that for the podcast. Just give like the brief rundown. Actually,
I'm trying to get quick. Basically, go look at my Instagram at Bobby Skinner _ my Instagram stories, and I think I got like a good 100 followers out of it. So I finally passed Justin in Instagram followers, but you can just go look at my Instagram stories. But make sure you hit follow while you're at it.
Absolute great plug right there.
Why does it say hide current comments? Oh, that's a new feature. I didn't realize it. That's actually cool. How can the Giants win if Nate Solder is playing right tackle? Except that he's not going to be good, and live with the fact that you're going to give a couple sacks. That's how. Stop being scared that you're going to get some sacks. Live with the fact that you're going to have a couple sacks instead of trying to, be perfect all game long.
You just got to accept the fact that he's bad.
Bobby is now one of those. I have always been a Florida man.
Did you never see the shopping cart video?
Yeah. Colton Link, will the stunts the Raiders run a lot be a problem today? Yes, they will. Really? The Giants have been really bad at picking up stunts. Matt Parrott and Skur were doing at least a decent job. And then it was the end of the last game. It's like, oh my gosh, they were bad at picking up stunts. Where, anyone who's been next to Nate Solder has been bad at picking stunts. But, Will Hernandez has been to blame a lot more than Nate Solder on a couple of the stunts. So, yeah, the right side more so. And that's how Max Crosby's gotten a lot of his production. I was going to put together a video for Max Crosby. I'm like, but this is a lot of stunts. This might be more of just doing a Raiders video than a Max Crosby, because they will stunt you to death on that side, and they will but their defensive tackles are pass rushers too. We talked about that with Matt Holder on the interview. He's like, that's our weakness right now is our run defense because even our defensive tackles are more pass rushers than run stoppers.
Yeah, the Raiders are going to easily get the Giants' offensive line fits today. You got Max Crosby, who is just what a out of all the players the Raiders have drafted recently, because not many have done much for them. Max Crosby is like one of their better ones that Mike Mayock and Gruden did
He's
find.
top of the league right now in QB hits per
Yeah,
game.
it's rather impressive. I say the jump he took this year. But yeah, the studs are going to the Giants a problem all day. Nate Solder's probably going to get bullied. Matt Pert will probably get bullied. Will Hernandez has also, I think you guys said he's been bad in trying to pick up stunts with Will is he the right guard? No, he's the left guard. So with Matt Pert right now. So you're just gonna have to accept that they're good. No, wait, who did I say?
I don't know. You
I
lost
don't know.
me.
Either way, the Raiders are going to give the Giants off the line fits all day today.
Let's see what we got. Well, the defense hold up today kind of looks like they're putting together like last season. So the Raiders have been extremely aggressive, throwing the ball downfield, which plays into what the Giants defense does, which is stop the big plays. But I'm worried that, one, they've kind of, since Gruden's been gone, they've gotten a little more conservative because teams are figuring them out a little bit and, trying to stop the deep plays. And with Noah Ruggs, like that was their guy. Ruggs was the guy that they was making those plays for them. So I do think they're going to be a little more conservative today. I'm not saying they're going to be like, a Jason Garrett conservative, but I think they're going to be a little more conservative. So I'm not super confident in the defense. The thing that does make me confident though is that their run game is really bad. Like the Raiders can't run the ball right now. So that's why that's why the Cowboys are like that's why I said the Cowboys are going to be the toughest opponent for the Giants defense this year, because it's like we don't have those true blue pass rushers, and it's like the Cowboys just do everything really well. Where I think the Raiders passing game is really good right now. They're second in the NFL in passing yards, but their running game is bottom 5. So that's why I feel a lot better about going against the Raiders than I do the Cowboys. But I felt better going against the Chiefs offense than I did the Raiders at this point. Yeah. And that's not being like first take like the Chiefs are done. Patrick Mahomes stinks. I think they still are really good, but the Raiders worry me more.
Oh yeah. And the defense, the last week they gave me the confidence that they can play decently well. Justin would love this, but the defense last week made me feel like, all right, Patrick Graham saw what was going on. He was able to adjust and put together a good game against the Chiefs and put the Giants in a position to win. The offense just didn't take advantage. And like I said, they've gotten less aggressive with Gruden gone, and now Ruggs will be gone. That was their deep threat man. I do believe the Giants can play well today defensively, and like you said, the run game is bad, but it's just there's no pass rush, and if you give Derek Carr the time, he's just going to pick you apart. It's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that Derek Carr wants to be aggressive in this game because that kind of plays into what Patrick Graham does.
Yeah.
McKinney's playing though, right?
He is, I believe. Yes, he should be playing because he got put. That's wild. They have 13 false positives, but yeah, he should be playing.
I know. Yeah, I sneeze a ton. It's my issue, and my dad used to, whenever I do, he go, he put his, finger like a gun and is Darius Slayton bad or is Garrett's offense the problem with him? I think Darius Slayton's a decent wide receiver, but a big part of it is the Garrett. Darius Slayton shouldn't have really been in that wide receiver one role to begin with, but he was the Giants' leading receiver the past 2 seasons. More so than guys like Shepard or Golden Tate. So it's frustrating because last week he should have had more than 0 catches and 0 yards. Like he should have been more involved in the passing game. And again, part of that scheme, but it's like it's hard to defend 0 catches, 0 yards in a game where you don't have a Kenny Golladay playing. So I think he's just an inconsistent guy. I'm sure he's probably dealing with confidence issues right now at this point, because he's been having his drops are just as bad as Ingram's. It's just that his don't turn the interceptions the way that Ingram's did. Darius Slayton's been dropping the ball a lot this season. I'd be interested to see. I don't know who tracks drops by individual player, but he's got to be kind of like up there in like drop rate. I know the Giants in general just up there in drop rate, but I feel like Darius Slayton might be the biggest proponent of that.
Forgive me. I'm about to pull out. I went on to the good old PFF, and they gave Look at that. Darius Slayton has a 25% drop rate according to PF.
25%? Is that the highest in the NFL?
I can pull that up for you right now. I probably isn't because there's probably more crazier people out there. But yeah, Darius Slayton, he's 100% dealing with a confident issue. 2019. I don't know. The teams clearly believe in Darius Slayton now because they were apparently interested in him.
They still give him attention defensively. So it's like that's got to be the highest, at least top 5 in the NFL for guys who have some volume. Obviously, there'll be someone who had like 3 targets and 1 drop.
Yes, it is. With minimum with a target like 20% of 88, I just took away all like the non-guys that have like the 100% drop rate because they had 1 play. He does lead the NFL in drop rate. He's number 1 with the 25%. Second place is DJ Chark Jr., who is, I believe, not even playing because he's season-ended injury. So yeah, he has the highest drop rate according to PFF.
You need to tweet that. That's an interesting stat.
I think I tweeted that last year as well because I think he had a high drop rate as last year as well against. I remember it happening in the Baltimore game because he dropped multiple passes. I'll tweet that.
Danny, you're getting haircut comments now that I cut my hair. It's like, all right, now let's because there was some people who just like absolutely hated my hair. So now you're getting like, oh, this guy needs to cut his hair now too.
It's still short, guys. I mean, like I just don't gel it on Sundays. It's Sunday. We laid back, people. Do you want to see this hairline? You don't. I don't want to scare people away. Calm down. You got time. You got
to buzz it,
and you got to time it for Thanksgiving as well. So when you go back, you're looking fresh. When you stuff your face full of.
That's a big part of haircuts is timing it for like, all right, this is this is when I time my haircuts. Unless you're one of those freaks who does one like once a week. But that's just not how we roll.
No, we're animals over here. I'm talking about.
Someone says that haircut makes you look 10 years older. I feel like it makes me look older, but also makes my face look younger.
Yeah, I see that.
Let's see. What can we do different on 3rd and 4th short downs? Give Daniel Jones high to low progressions and give him check downs in it, but don't make it like, all right, we're all going to run slants or we're going to run stick and everyone's going to turn around and stop and it's pre-snap read and you better hope that it's not covered type things.
And don't be scared to go for it on 4th downs every once in a while.
Let's see. Yeah, and 4th down. We put out a video yesterday on the channel or Friday talking about like Daniel Jones is 8 for 8 when they put the ball in his hands on 4th and 5 or less. When it's like him making a decision and not just a QB sneak. Someone said it's timing it for No Net November. So I feel like that was a thing one year, and I think people actually tried to do it, but it's like, come on, guys.
Internet is a crazy place. It's amazing what they get going.
Emmanuel says he gets a cut every 2 weeks, but I said every week.
I'm like
2 weeks means like you really care about it. Every week means you're a freak. 2 weeks is like I really care. And then I'm probably like every like, well, it's hard to say because I didn't cut it for a year and a half, so I really can't give you I'll probably be like in every like 5 weeks.
Yeah, I'm usually the 4 or 5 weeks, 2 weeks. That's a lot.
Part of it's just like, I don't like spending money on vain things, so sometimes I view my haircut as a vain thing, and that's not even like a oh, you shouldn't spend. It's just more. It's like, I don't know. It's just me. It's just me personally. Michael Jones says most black males get their haircut once a week, but we're not black males, Michael Jones. We are white males.
We do not know how to take care of our hair.
Hardy stream when they fire Garrett during the bye. Yeah.
If Garrett is fired during the bye, I would run laps.
So I'll be very excited about that. I'll be very excited about that, but part of me will be a little bothered too. It's like, why didn't you do this at the start of? Why didn't you do this in January?
Yeah, you're just screwing over Daniel Jones at this point.
Now it's like, all right, we're gonna have Freddie Kitchens be the OC. Like how, I don't really know if I want that. It's better than Jason Garrett, but I don't know if I really want that. And so then we'll go into year 4 with DJ with a new OC, where it's like, let's just go into year 3. I know it sucks, 3 OCs in 3 years, but this is such a huge year. If there's good signs this year, it's like, okay, we got year 4 with the same offensive coordinator. And if it flourishes, all right, he's our guy. And if it doesn't, it's like, all right, he's not our guy. So,
yeah. I guess that's another interesting concept.
Learning a new offense again is overrated. You see a lot of guys come in with new offensive coordinators and ball out. Now it does suck. Like it does suck, but if you get a really good offensive coordinator, it's a lot better than having a bad offensive coordinator in continuity, which is what we've seen out of Daniel Jones this year. It's like, okay, he understands the offense. Like he feels like Daniel Jones has had a good season, not great, but a good season. But it's like, look at the numbers though. Like they're not flashy or anything. It's the system sucks. I mean, he only has like 7 touchdowns in 8 games. Like that's pitiful.
And last year, obviously, was a different whole situation because he really couldn't learn the offense the correct way because of the whole like way the training camps, mini camps were conducted. So I see why people are making fun of the hair like right there. But
and he was bad like the first half of last season. Like, he was
horrendous.
a bad quarterback the first half of last season. There was really nothing to point to that was great. Now the system sucked too, but it was like he wasn't helping it. In the second half of the season, he played all right. These first half of this season, I think he's played good. But he'll be back next year. And at that point, you really do have to make a decision on his contract. It's very rare guys go into their 5th year. So, but it would suck to give a guy a contract off of one good year. So maybe they'll do like a Blake Bortles type deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we're thinking way too ahead. We got the Raiders today. We got a lot of funny guys in the chat right now. RC swings away, says too many excuses. I feel like people like take criticisms as excuses. Like we're criticizing. It's not excusing. We're criticizing it.
Oh yeah.
Too much serious football talk. It is a good amount of serious football talk for a Sunday. And I really want to tell like the flipping the car story and all the details about it, but it's like I gotta know when it's time to say stuff for the podcast. Like I know having a bullet point of Bobby flips a car.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna get some people who are gonna listen to the end for that story, So it's like it is what it is. So you're gonna have to listen to the podcast. OBJ says he wants to go. That is fun. Ryan Dunleavy actually had a good tweet today because did you see the Odell headline from Adam Schefter today?
Yeah,
he'd be an issue if he didn't go to a playoff team.
Buddy, you're already an issue wherever you go.
Inactive: Saquon, Lorenzo, Ebner, Shepard, O'Shane. Whoa!
O'Shane's inactive.
Wow, I gotta make a tweet about that. Help me with this tweet.
All right, O'Shane Zimenez is inactive because he's horrendous at it now.
That's what? If that would be this is a lot bigger deal because Lorenzo Carter's out.
Yeah,
Lorenzo is one of the inactives, right?
Yeah, Lorenzo is inactive. So that means it's. Oh wait, that means. Oh, how much of Ellerson Smith are we gonna? Is he active? So was he?
Yeah.
So how much of Ellerson Smith are we gonna see today?
Giants giving. All right, so I go, wow, O'Shane Zimenez inactive with Lorenzo Carter out with injury. Giants giving the rookies Azeez Ojulari and Quincy Roche the reins, but rookie Ellerson Smith gonna play? Exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point, question mark. Bam, that's a tweet.
Smith season, baby.
Oh, I'm freaking excited right now. I don't know why. I love watching. I mean, watching rookies play is a lot more fun than watching bad vets play.
Ellerson Smith was really fun to watch, like just his Senior Bowl tape highlights and just like his college tape. He was rather impressive, and I think he could be something fun to watch.
I can't believe they're going to put Ellerson in this already.
I
mean, they gave Aaron Robinson some snaps, but they are like, all right, like you're the third guy. Like that's a good 10 to 20 snaps a game when you're the third guy in that rotation.
And it puts a bigger weight on Azeez Ojulari's shoulders now that it's O'Shane's out, Carter's out. It's a lot of weight on that man's shoulders. 3
rookies.
Something.
We have 3 rookies at our edge group.
That's gonna be a good talking point, and that's gonna be a fun thing to look at. Like when you guys do like your film review, how did the edge those rookies perform on?
I'm excited to see what Ellerson is like a big unknown. Like I wasn't as big high on Ellerson as a lot of people were. Was Trent Harris activated from the practice squad?
He might have been actually. Trent.
Here, let me Twitter search Trent Harris.
Trent Harris. That's what I'm doing.
But I also acknowledge
Yeah.
acknowledge that
He is active according to Zach.
uh,
But still, I think we will still see.
then maybe we won't see much of Ellerson Smith.
I think we could still see. Maybe not the 10.
I think we'll get like 5 reps of Ellerson Smith.
5 reps. Hey, 5 reps is better than nothing.
I need to update my tweet then.
Gotta be excited for something with this football team. But let's see. Yeah, they need to address edge rusher. I mean, they're not going to have the cap.
I know, it's so bad. We're talking about 3 rookies, and none of them drafted the first round. We have a 2nd-round rookie, a 4th-round rookie, and a 6th-round rookie.
Yeah, and one of the rookies didn't even have a season in 2020. So that's the excitement level. So edge, I don't know what they're going to do in the draft. Edge might be the first one they might go tackle. But that's draft talk. We don't need to talk about draft. We've got a whole NFL season ahead.
I want to go edge, but part of me is just like, just get O-line, go tackle guard.
Just get.
Let's read the. Ryan Dunleavy had a great season. Like, imagine you're in your 8th NFL season. You're 0-1 in the playoffs. You have played a full season just twice. You haven't had 1,100 yards since 2016. You've tried to ruin reputations of your last 2 QBs, and someone in your camp threatens issues if you aren't playing for a winner. LOL. Like, that was a really good Dunleavy tweet.
Yeah, we killed that one. I was like,
those are my thoughts exactly on Odell. Like, now, granted, should he be? If you want to be selfish and get the best out of you and play for a playoff team, I get that. I understand that, but it's like, who are you, dude? It's like you're not that Hall of Fame guy anymore. Like you aren't the guy who's playing on a Hall of Fame pace anymore.
Yeah, you're not that guy anymore, buddy.
Like, I think he's going to have an impact if he's put on a playoff team, the right, a decent playoff, the right team. He's going to do well. I do think Odell can have impact. But I also, if I was a playoff team, I would never give him a long-term deal. It'd be like a 1-year, 2-year deal. Because I know what happens with you. Eventually, it's going to be issues. So, you can do an Antonio Brown. He's not as bad as Antonio Brown, like teammate-wise or person-wise. Definitely not person-wise.
No.
But it's like, where you're on a short leash and you you have to realize your role. But it's like anywhere else. Like if Detroit signed him, he's basically like, all right, if Detroit claimed him, he's going to be an asshole. And that's who Odell is.
If Detroit claims him, that'd be jokes. That would be so funny.
I think Green Bay would be the best spot for him, though.
Yeah, and, Karen Rodgers.
Let's see. Sign Mark Bavaro. So Mark Bavaro actually would do some good stuff for this team. How do you like the new time change?
I don't like that it's gonna get darker earlier. I'm not a big fan of that.
No, part of me likes it because it's like I don't know. I like the other time. I like it being light very long. So how about that?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go for another few minutes here.
Yeah.
Make sure to hit the like button, people.
Like button. Follow Bobby on Instagram if you have.
Follow Danny on Instagram too. I mean, it's the same one right there, but yeah. But he just doesn't. He only posts stories, so he doesn't.
Took a photo with Bomberman yesterday. Pretty lit, if you ask me. Pathetic mascots.
Yeah, what was that thing?
That's apparently the school mascot. It is one of the most pathetic looking things I've ever seen in my life. I feel so bad for the person that just stands there.
Have you seen the show Community?
I haven't.
It reminds me of their mascot, which is like the humans.
Oh, yeah, by the way, Narcos released a new season. If you haven't seen,
they did. When?
Yeah, only a few days ago. I just found out. I was like,
Narcos Mexico or Narcos Colombia?
Narcos Mexico.
That's funny because I just started rewatching Narcos Mexico.
Really?
I've watched Narcos Colombia twice. Because I've seen the 3rd season of Narcos Colombia with the Cali cartel.
Yeah.
But I really like I definitely like the Pablo Escobar one more.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see the season 3 of Narcos Mexico without Felix. I'm guessing it's going to be about El Chapo.
Yeah, that's the storyline. I believe this will be driven by Chapo.
Yeah, El Chapo, having it being mostly about El Chapo is what makes sense.
This guy,
so it'll be nice because I forget about shows I watch, like the details. So I'm rewatching Narcos Mexico, and I'll rewatch into the 3rd season. Yeah, but this time of year, it's like I only get to watch it on the weekends and like Wednesday night after our stream.
You got Danny Thomas checking in from India. Let's go Giants.
We have a very international
This is crazy when you think about it.
audience. Speaking of which, vamos, Zona Gigantes, our guys over there.
Gigantes.
Let's see. Max Crosby about to ball against us. Yes, I agree. I agree that he's going to ball, but we can still win with him balling. $100 says Bucks pick him up. No, Bucks aren't picking him up. If they didn't have Antonio Brown, they would. But
they're chilling.
I really want him to go to the Lions. I think it'd be funny.
It would be so funny.
Look, we got everyone checking in. All right, so we're at 30 minutes. We can finish off. Someone says, what time will you guys be live on Patreon tonight? Well, I can't give you the exact time, guys, but after the game, usually probably around Justin's going to the game, so might be 7:30, 8:30. Sometime around there, we'll be recording our podcast, recapping the game, giving you the best analysis, and I'll be giving you the how I flipped a car story at the end of that podcast. Ooh. So
Patreon exclusive.
If you want to see it live, patreon.com/talkinggiants is $2 a month, and you get a free sticker. And I just loaded up on stickers, so I had like 20 envelopes. I stuffed them and put them in the mail on Friday. And you get entered into a shirt raffle twice a month. So patreon.com/talkinggiants if you want to join that community. If not, it'll be out for you at 8 o'clock in the morning on YouTube, and then in your podcast apps around like 2, 3 in the morning. So no pressure. But if you want to support the cause, get it. All right, we'll see you after the game. Let's get a freaking win. Let's beat the damn Raiders. Maybe Ellerson Smith will get a sack, and we'll be like, Ellerson Smith is on pace to have 16 sacks per season or 17 sacks per season. So appreciate you guys. See you after the game.